Increasingly cursed Wordle puzzles. So of course, Wordle is the game where you make guesses towards a 5-letter word. Green means they're in the word in the correct position. Yellow means the letter is in the word but in the incorrect position. And gray means it's not in the word. So you have to use the information that you've got in order to solve it. So it is in the form of a PDF puzzle book. And there are 52 pages. Part 1, rainbow. Okay, so Beige, Riley. It's begin, isn't it? Okay, yeah, and because B and E are in the correct positions, the I and the G are in the wrong positions. You also get some info like this E is gray, even though there's technically another E in the word, which is a small, irrelevant detail. The other word being here is a little bit weird, like, is B wig a word? And they have to cancel it, but you know what, whatever. Oh, okay. Well, see, if you clear out a lot of the alphabet, it's like fluff or something, and like a lot of F's might also create the word that we need, but there is an L here. E and A aren't here. Decaf, maybe. Now I have the problem of like, that's kind of, maybe some would say that's not a word, so maybe I have to go in and look and see if there's another solution, but how would I confirm it in a freaking static document? It says there's a tool construct, and it's explicitly to check it out. Here, it says there's the only one. Okay, Chris S. inverted. There's, what? Okay, this is a new color, obviously. Tower. Water me. I don't know if I can justify that. This is the only example. Oh, imagine upside down or something, or plural or something that like it refers to that. Meter. I want it to be meter somehow. Because like that would kind of justify why the M looks like a freaking W upside down in this font. It's not the fonts that mean that much anyway, but okay, then maybe S doesn't make sense, and maybe it's something different. Sonic is in fact something you can spell, and it works with the idea that it might be upside down. Gnome. Oh, copy is what? Okay. What if it's like up one or down? That would be also an interesting thing, maybe. I say that in the context of like up one letter, down or one letter, as in G is next to F and H in the alphabet. What if it's like there's the correct letter adjacent to it from above or below, like on this grid? Is it actually that? Flame? Is it? So that actually works. But also, I wonder if things are going to be consistent with past rule set or something. Because that would actually make it harder to make that kind of thing. But also, since it is by the creator of Increasingly Cursed Night Puzzles, and it did do that with for a moment where you had to go back. And so maybe this is true for here, too. Okay, wait, no, I'm definitely correct! Wait, that's excellent! It's just insane there's not much to go off of, like, other than trying to invent mechanics. Like, effectively, if you're looking at a new color in a Wordle-like, you basically have to invent the mechanic yourself. But yes, Z and B are way too suspicious. It's gotta be an A, which is right next to it, of course, because Z wraps around the alphabet. Is the album? No. S. It's not an S, but... Amber. The word is amber. The S turns into an R, which is right next to in the alphabet. Okay, Trail Magic, the sequel to B and C Magic, apparently. So the A and the I are not in their positions. What is this color also? M. M-A-G-I-C. I mean, why did I even say that? Because I know it's L or N that's right here. Does it mean there's two L's? Lilac is... actually, that is like the A and the I completely get moved in positions that are compatible with the idea. So okay. Rebel. B means what do you wait. B cannot be rotated. Was it wrong with that one? Like, kind of want to do berry. Okay, I'm sorry for this, but I just went down into the solutions area, not to check out purple. I don't know what purple is right now, but to figure out what blue was and what... Okay. I got like 5 different projects that require coding and like 20 unfinished videos. I'm starting making this another unfinished video. I'm sorry. Anyway, it was water, not meter. And you want to know why? Blue tiles mark a correct letter that should be at the start of a word. Kinda got ahead of myself on that one, I guess. But also, I can't believe I had to instantly look away when I screwed up. I think it should have been upside down and inverted so you don't get color spoilers. In Increasingly Cursed Night Puzzles, they were upside down. And I thought it would be the same here, but it's not. So it's not really a bad first mechanic, but definitely had too high expectations for the very first mechanic here. And by the way, this is why you want to have your stuff interactable. can't believe this game is not an interactive version. Anyway, we know it's berry now, right? Because B is literally at the front. I even said the word berry before whatever. Next. Oh no, what is this? Okay, A is at the start angry, probably, but wait. Angry. What? What are the other ones doing here? Wait, what? Is there like a second word? Like, I kind of want to say the word damage for some reason, even though it doesn't make any sense. It's not inverted position away from, like, D is not like the opposite of Y in some sense. Wait, no. Wait, that's really cool. Wait, I was gonna go down. I was just about to go down. It's M-A-D. It's a synonym for angry written out in the red letters. Okay, that's cool. So that's hot? Wait, what? Do we not get any letter information from this? Well, we just need S something I blah blah. We ignore the H-O-N-T. I don't know what, like, do they have a preference or something in order? Because what if the H was in the word? Would it be read or not? Is kind of the question with that. Like, similarly, if something was the first letter, but in the wrong position, would it always be forced to be blue and not yellow is another kind of question. I might want to say slick, as in, like, you think you're so hot, don't you? I mean, it's obviously spicy. Oh my god, it's spicy. Okay. Checkerboards! Okay. You know, I invented checkerboards, cuckoo, and caused the mega checkerboard rift in the Longo community. Anyway, so what are we doing? D. What do you mean it's not really the first letter then? What? It's... What does that mean? D... Well, white means like it's not in the word, so maybe it means that D isn't in the word. Isn't the first letter in the word. Although this last letter might be a D. So this V could be a U or a V. It's probably a U, and this is probably UD. OUD can spell cloud. I think it's cloud. Clouds are cool. But let's keep in mind that D could be the last letter, and that's what it might mean. Pale. No, why did I just... How did I even do that? How did I even scroll a full page down? Wait, I don't even know how to do that on purpose. How did that happen? So red is synonym, of course, but if it means... if it has this checkerboard, maybe it means it's not pale, like the opposite of pale. I don't even know what this word is, though. This could be an S or... Q. Yeah, right, it's not a Q. Well, I would do blush, except B is not in the word. This could be a really bad idea. I'm gonna type the solution word in here. Okay. Actually, that's one of the most jank solution confirmer systems, because you might hit some spoiler when you're doing it. You in fact see the next puzzle spoiler as you're doing it. So that had the chance to spoil the next puzzle, it just wasn't because it was the right one on the page. Oh god. So you gotta close your eyes if you wanna... No, wait, no, when you open it, you still can see the screw this game. No, actually the solution is to reduce the window size like crazy. This is the actual size of the window. Then you type flush, and... Okay, I think this is also kind of a dumb idea. Okay, just the next one. Igloo darts. So blue... First, does that change it to the first letter then? Because you imagine that this is... Like, it changes the letter, and then to the first. So maybe it's an A, except no. Maybe it means the first letter is one off from O. O, and I don't think the O... Ports, maybe? Is it just ports? Okay. It's not gonna be that O is on the first. It's ridiculous. Oh my god, I didn't mean to skip it. Okay, so O. Now, A... Okay, so A could be B or Z. T could be, S or U. U at the end of words is incredibly rare. What is this? This is the starting and plural. I mean, okay, maybe it just means, like, it's a little bit nothing if it's, like, oboes. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's probably an S at the end, yeah. Also, it could be Z here. Ooze. Okay, it's oozes. Okay? So that was the puzzle pair, right? So, port... Oh my god! You can't even do the tactic unless you maybe best at the zoom level, because it freaking puts it on the right side. This is the minimum width height. But okay, the next one was... Oh, we're never doing this again. Also, the word ports appears a second time, so good spoiler there. I'm never doing this again. Sorry. Okay, what is this? checkered, orange, and wait, yellow. Yellow means any position. Very lingo related. So Q, which may be actually a thing, but V and X. I mean, maybe means some other letter is one away from V or one away from X. That's a lot of options. The N does give you a bunch, though. So I want to say onion. There's no I here, is there? But maybe this could be an O. That's not true. What am I even saying? Maybe it's SN. It doesn't feel like... I mean, snail is not going to be it either. I think the N is occupying this square, the middle one, and then the V and the X move away. SUNYN doesn't make much sense, really. Wait, it could be sunny, actually, now that I write... Okay. I think it's gotta be that, right? Of course, U is one letter away from V, and X is one letter away from Y, okay? Oh my god, I didn't mean to... Okay, here. Stomp. Well, first of all, it actually says stop in the red letters, but it's yellow, so I bet we can rearrange them to say tops or spot. Because, like, or opts, even, which, like, it's a very anagrammy word, so I bet that's what it's going for. Now, so hold on, I'm gonna have to bring up the text again. So it's something like this, and there's an E somewhere. I do lanes for some reason, but also without an, well, it could be the last letter is an S, which would allow plural in the final word. Maybe I should look at the next puzzle. I've been looking at it for like a couple of minutes. Ache. Not cash. What is this first letter stuff? This is N or P. I really thought it would be point. In fact, when I looked at it at first, I thought it was point, because I thought maybe this was like yellow, or like I subconscious interpret it as yellow, but it could also be print, but then I would have to justify what's going with the checkerboard. Paint. It is definitely paint. Oh my god. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it came up with two other words that have a different second letter, but it's paint, where the 1 through 4, P-A-I-N, is pain, which is synonym enough for ache. Oh my god. I wonder then if I'm wrong with this being like an... It's yield. It's... Yeah, because this is Y, and this can be an L. Okay, cool. Wait, that was... Because, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's yellow stop sign. That's not a good explanation. I guess I could, like, thematically say it's kind of like stop, but it's not. But, yeah, what a troll. Alright, next one, unite nerds, and it's plural U. And it's green, so it's in the correct position. I think I know the joke in... that's an excellent context for this meme. Okay, but this is probably C because there's E and the E is not yellow. We also have an S that is yellow, but but the thing is we already have a yellow T, so maybe that doesn't give us any info. But yeah, it's probably not R. Yeah, because the R, you see this R is white. Okay, so like what? Okay, so I'm just gonna say what the first letter is. It's W. That's the joke. It is W. Actually, if you move it, this is obviously which. Okay, excellent. All right, next one. Noble third. I mean, 2 could mean it moves 2 away. Okay, let's... The first letter is M because there's already an O, which is white. And then this D has to be a C. Medic? I mean, that can't be it because there's an E that is white. Music, maybe. Except that doesn't work with the logic that B would either be Z or D, if it's skipping 2 spaces. So this is either F... Wait, this doesn't work. There's no vowel that will work here. So it doesn't mean skipping 2 spaces. Well, I just used cat to search for 5-letter words that would have an M at the start and C at the end. And like, a lot of these don't look like words to me. Mimic is a cool word that I'm attracted to, but... Like, it kind of fits the plural theming, but I don't know if I can justify it with anything right now. Okay, I just checked using an even more minimized window, and it seems like the answer is not mimic. Because there's no results in the document. But then what is it? Magic? Okay, hold on. I'm looking at magic, and that might have a justification, where it's like... It's shifting twice, 1 letter-wise, and 1 movement. The reason I wouldn't want to say that, like, with such confidence is that movement is kind of Yellow's thing, but, like, B, you can imagine it shifts 1 letter to A, and it shifts left here, and then similarly with H, it shifts a letter to G and then shifts to the right, so we get M-A-G-I-C. Okay, seems like that's what it was. Well, or it could be a different puzzle solution, and we can't. Next. Okay, one, but plural, so is it gonna be two because it's one plural? But also we have M that needs to be shifted away. So A-N, um, hmm. Okay, hold on. I mean, I kind of want to say alone, but hmm. Because this could be an L or an N, the second position due to this M shift. And alone feels like it would be a lot more possible to make than a synonym of two. Okay, the magic oracle says the word is alone. Hey, wait, I'm getting some small demon wolf flashbacks. Like, this is gonna be split into A and awake, become conscious awake, but you don't split it, you don't look at it as awake, you look at it as A and wake. Well, A is also synonym for one, and lone is also a synonym for one. So there's two synonyms that make up the word alone. Oh my god. Oops, oh my god. Even I think I'm becoming blank. Okay, wait. There's a three-letter synonym. What? There is a white-blue pair. That means that that letter actually goes to the end. Is there even a restriction, like they're all the same word inputted? That doesn't make sense. That really doesn't. Could I figure out the words that are being inputted somewhere? Oh my god! There's not a hidden hover or anything? If a color can show up, well, if it doesn't, it couldn't. It's weird, like, it's such a weird kind of thing, because that could imply that maybe blank spaces have a lot more restriction on them than they appear, because, like, they can't be orange, they can't be... I guess orange is the most restrictive, but maybe orange-yellow is also very restrictive, but who knows? How sure are you there's a unique solution unless there's some freaking trick where there's like a word like... Okay, like the three at the start really restricts because you need a word that is... The first two letters are equivalent to the full words, so like unk. 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 Oh, I was scrolling back through to see if there's any three-letter starters, like toe, except it's... I don't know, like that'd be weird to start from there. Well, begin starts with a valid three-letter word. Oh no. Okay, so, I was gonna write them all, but, like, if the first three don't work, then we shouldn't, so... That would mean... Okay, so beg a synonym for this plead. And in fact, D, if that goes to the end. The A does work. The A works A, D... Oh my god, please. Is this valid? We have this, the yellows. There's no L confirmation, but the fact that the E's and the A's line up, and the D lines up, and it's a synonym, this is it. This is it. Okay, I've also saved the word plead for later, because I bet that's gonna come up. Like, it's about ants to reuse in an insane way. Okay, it's just about these three words, Sonic, Flame, Amber. So this needs to be at the start of the word, and this is plural also. So we have two S's floating around somewhere. Oh god, oh no. Hmm. 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 And just an I, which will turn into an H or a J, but it's clearly H. How did chess get on my channel anyway? Okay, it's possible they don't split in the they don't make a distinction between the chapters here. Okay, the word spicy isn't getting used. Okay, so B and Y are definitely here. B, Y, but... What is it? There's a D. There is definitely a D because the rightmost color here is on a C. So it needs to be either a B or a D in this slot. This A... Is it Baldy? Welcome to Baldi's Basics. What the hell is that? I guess I have to rewatch my own footage if this is wrong and there was something else, but... Okay, there is, in fact, a nice chapter indicator slot, although even if there wasn't, I would still have gone to chapter 2, but no, I guess it doesn't really split. Okay. Okay, I have spent the effort compiling the list, and now we'll take the first three and use them for this puzzle. Spicy Cloud Flush. Is this what they meant when they talked about the spicy cloud flush? So for sure we have an S at the end. We have these blue whites. What is this? Have I seen this? Like, it means either T or V is the start, I think. Also have a green here, so that's... middle letter's an I for sure. We have some... well, okay, we have a D and an F that are both orange-yellow, and it's not guaranteed, but it probably means that one of them is an E. There is an H, but, I mean, maybe that's because there is already an I in the word. I'm not sure I can say that means there's a G in it. Well, I don't think it's E because that would mean, like, I would be doing veils or something, but L is already a white letter, so it's not in there. Maybe tries. That would account for the E. Wait, why is there an orange here that says I is over here? And if orange is here, but that's U for flush, and U is not adjacent to I. What is going on with this one? Apparently this puzzle is bugged, and there's just a misprint. This is supposed to be orange-blue. Thank you, another cuckoo. And the dev didn't fix it! We had an E. Is it veins? Yes, of course it's veins. Alright, so I'm gonna clear that. Chest baldy. Install chest baldy veins. Okay, next is Ports Oozes Sunny. This one has a lot of greens, so... I mean, okay. OE, and this is ports, and we have this blue-white, which is at the end of the word, so this is token, obviously. It was very forced. Let's head to the next one, unless it's not 3 this time. Oh, god damn it, I didn't mean to scroll like that. Okay, so the first is guaranteed to be 3. I mean, P and I, because we have the P and I over here. This I is yellow, but that does not give us any info, because that's... wait. Yeah, it doesn't give us any info. And then we have the plural orange, so we are able to move it as well. Can we loop it? Look at how, like, if you can't move this to the right and then change it by a letter, because the letter Y, which corresponds to that top left one, is too much. It could never go to I, so maybe it loops around and becomes something else. That's kind of cursed, because what if it means it could move 2 times as well? Same thing is true for this A, which might become a Z or a B. Now, I would love to say pizza, but I don't think it's happening. But I think PIB, nothing is going to start with that. PIZ something Y is not even... or like PIZ blank Z is never becoming a word, so I think it's just less restrictive than I expect probably, and you can in fact move the Z and it's pizza. Because the idea that it could only move to an adjacent space is like, we haven't really confirmed that, and yeah, it was actually pizza. Well, now we only have 2 for this one. We are going to be looping into ourselves. Okay, we gotta move all this. The magic and the alone bit actually go above now. Because we're doing magic alone plead. Is that purple normal? Okay, I think it is. See, the problem is that checkering onto itself could be a concept. So, the words are alone and plead down here. So the E is pluralized, and maybe in different positions also. So, and then the only other info that we really get is that there's a letter adjacent to G, so F or H. So is it refer? I mean, the E doesn't need to be there, but I can't really think of anything else. It was indeed refer. Okay, moving down now. Oh, wow. We have so much that... okay, we have IDY because this is baldy. And this is a C that needs to be in this position. How much information does this give me? This is B, and it's going to be turned into another letter that's one up or one above, so it's just going to be referring to the C here. This plural is G or I. Icity. Very interesting spelling of my name. Okay, next token pizza refer. We're just getting to the end of it, really, because like, it feels like it's giving us a lot here. It starts with K, ends with E, and it contains NIF. Alright, well, next puzzle. Okay, the green one we don't know because we are gonna fill it in right now. So there's an I and an N, but not 2 I's. Because then this other one would also be yellow. Well, it's not find as in FINED because there's no E in it. Hold on a second, I gotta do something real quick. Be right back. Okay, the final letter is obviously L. Turns out I did that other puzzle badly, if you know what I mean. And rippled towards the final puzzle. And, yeah, like, I saw that, like, I-N. If it was F-I-N, then L makes a lot more sense for the, like, for a satisfying final word, and that's what it is. I'm just an absolute failure of a toad. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed despite that, mess at the end. There is, of course, the solutions at the bottom, but I haven't been looking at that closely. Thank you, Cuckoo Bananas. Good God, you. I think you got that wrong, because this is the last page that I looked at. No, I seriously would have probably thought blue was upside down for the whole time if I didn't. I'm a very apologetic toad. Followed. Well, freaking who knows about that spaghetti monster? Lol. Okay. Least meaningful reference. CBA. B-Wig, okay. But yeah, this is I treat this reading this as like some sort of developer like commentary in a way, or like fun facts about it. But yes, Orange Can Loop, yep, you're familiar with that. Lilac, but not in the composition, yep, no notes. Yeah, it's the definition of hot. Me too. Gravy was too difficult. Cloud, reference from being crowd. White and blue is totally reminiscent of clouds in the sky, very legit. And then white can be, that's a stretch. Oh, blue and orange is like Portal. I didn't get that meme. Yield. Oh, related to the target word. Thank you. Three color checkerboards. Paints. Yep, that's an excellent one. You doing frog is my thing. Oh, it could have been a double letter AA. Alone. This double synonym thing is actually very good. The words are first three solution. Okay, chess, badly veins, pizza. I forgot why I put this word here. The color. Yippee, knife. Okay. Thank you for this experience. It was excellent, and I'm going to disappear now. Also, yes, of course, after completion, I make an interactive version of this with dark mode and color blindness and checker style that you cannot see the effects of until you scroll down. I just got annoyed when I was watching a symmetrical The Turk stream. Enjoy, because I can't play this. Bye. Unfortunately for this sad toad, I just got finished editing that video, and now there's DLC. However, I will be using my own interface. I've already filled it out. I did troll a little bit with this color. And okay, we gotta do this. So, we remember the UW joke. I bet it's W and the word is wonky. Now, I don't know. So, every time I check, of course, I won't... I wouldn't be able to check and then have the solution work. Unless I've already set the solution in the data. But anyway, this U is probably the W joke from the main game, but it's a yellow instead of a green. So it's a W in a different place. So basically, before I type in my suspected answer, I'll have to set it in. So that means, basically, that we're not actually sure whether this is correct, even though I just set it to be. But yeah, the next one. Lyric bagel. So RI is here, but what about this E? It's fine, it's three. I know it. That's pretty good. Of course, right? Of course there would be this. This is because in Isley Palace. We use this word in a prominent area here. Yeah, it's kind of funny that there's a symbol for like a super yellow, because they've redefined the theming for purple yellow, so I hope this gets checkered with purple and it's like 5 of the same character. Do a red, yeah, do like a red SLE piece, sleep, so we can stack the 2x and the 3x together for ZZZZZ. Okay, next. So this O goes in 2 places, and this, what is this? This is 3 away, so STUV or PQRS. That feels... Well, this S being occupied means that I cannot say that this is not the case. Or even hoops. Oh, stop being dumb. O is not in that position, by the way. But that feels like it adds more questions. I cannot think of the word at the moment. This is like we're coming up with company names from this generation. Volvo, when next TIFF2 update? When you look at words that end in one of these, you don't get anything real at all. Okay, there actually is a word here. It's very unwordy, but it actually could work. I'm gonna go check the solutions while trying not to spoil myself. Unfortunately, that didn't even work. Unless the solutions to the DLC aren't in the PDF. Okay, I guess I've memed myself a little too hard. So I looked at the freaking thing. It wasn't oomph, it wasn't Volvo. What I did was I zoomed out really far and grabbed the first 2 letters of this. It says RO. Now I suddenly have the meme of what it's doing just from this. I think it's rotor. Because if previously this plural plus cycle allowed it to move anywhere in cycle 1, this is like, it's cycling 1, but then is pluralizing, like, so it's moving 2 copies of R. I think is what it is. So I'm just gonna put that in. And if this is not the word in the actual one, ICBA. What the? We got actual black. Oh no. Okay, I've set up the style. God, that doesn't look very good. Maybe controversial, but I put some white on the edges of the black so at least be colorblind different. Even though I don't think colorblind people would have a problem distinguishing this gray, but... Alright, so clearly B, but what is this? Where does this even fit? Does it make the other C a liar, or what? I mean, this L can't be here, but... Oh, it's gonna be black. Wait, that's interesting. But like C and K are green-ish, but then H is not right. Okay, I'm gonna set the answer to black and move on. What? What the? This is ivory, maybe, but it's got black centralized in it? Oh no. Okay, I hope I don't regret, because, like, what if they're gonna stack it? And also, like, it's not a square. But I'm gonna assume these are the blanks. And honestly, I have a different idea for what these black bits mean. Like, I honestly thought that a good twist would be about faking bits of letters by adding black onto them, but this does not seem to be the idea. But I'm just gonna, oh, remove the... Oh, nice coding, huh? Okay, as I was saying, this is not, whatever, I don't care. The L goes at the end, and this H is shifted, cycled one, and also moved somewhere. So it's either I or G. Is it bagel again? This, by the way, there's been some word reuse, kind of like longo, earlier on, not just in this chapter, but you see bagel here. But I think the word magic and lilac was used twice as well in the early game. And then below, I think this is a G for vigor, which would make this true, and then... what's next to O is P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. What am I, what's from O, P? It's P or N. Bring. Well, It's a little bit close to the word begin. Okay, let's look in here. Badge, right? I'm just gonna set these in the... No, wait, no, I'm switching... Why did I... Here. Okay, that was supposed to be a satisfying double solve, and I just mentally screwed it. Okay, so here's this one, which I believe this is a D. So, it's a synonym of bad. That's, well... I really have no idea. What is this word? It's a joke. Is there a trick? It'd be barge, actually. It's so definitely lyric. It's definitely lyric then, because it's like a musical bar that's kind of stretchy, but I don't care. Like, what other words would there be that's YR? Okay, the next one is trees. Well, it's tress. It's just 3, right? Well, okay. Set it up. Okay. Okay. And... well, I would say plead. It just feels like plead. Except... the A and the N... don't really fit as a synonym for plead. Unless you imagine there's... like, can black cover up more than just a letter? Maybe it's covering up a color. I'm only doing plead because that is a repeat word, but it potentially is not that. Unfortunately, that checkerboard color with red, like, who knows how that checkerboard color would interact when there's other normal red, but lane, it could potentially be like road or something as well. Once again, the 5-letter words strike again. Maybe plan. Because, like, the synonym could be a lot of things. Lane, plane, or plan, probably. Also, they don't need to be continuous. I almost forget, like, this, so it could be pan or pain as well. Okay, is this a joke? Pain, as in staff of life, is a weak match for bread. I have never once felt that bread is a staff of life. I'm just gonna put it in. Okay, what's the last? Ah! Chess battle advance. Excellent. Also, appears I'm not punished. That shouldn't... oh, I missed that. Okay, so it seems like there's not multicolored stains, so I'm not messed up. Although, like, you can barely tell that this is supposed to be black with a black stain on it, but whatever, because, like, the stains just represent empty letters anyway. So, Okay, so the word is cobra, correct? Probably, except I have no idea what black would be. Does black steal a letter, from the adjacents, maybe? I mean, steal a color? That doesn't really seem like that feels like too much of a stretch. I really want to do error for some reason. Because of the teal that was introduced in this section. But that's all. And also because error is a fantastic word. Very palace word, but alright, let's just check. Nothing's happening. Okay, anyway. Okay, by the way, time to look at the solutions for real now. Yep, was wonky, and eerie is correct. The only new thing I bet I could come up with it. Well, I'm not here to brag, so. Orange, I forget what it does. Can someone please tell me? Black hides other colors. He didn't do the trick with black that I expected. But yes, it's obvious what the words were. Forget about the word vigor. Get owned. Bad, yes, yeah, yes, amazing. Right, can do translations of common words that won't cause inconsistencies, and nomad is the official second word. Oh, okay. The only one works, and your one that works is less, like, it's such a reach in my opinion, but yes, amazing, Cobra. Uh, I checked all the cases and lost my mind. Okay, anyway, amazing, thank you, Cuckoo, bye. I must also once again advertise my section in the Isley Palace, in which error is a massive part of it. Yes, I'm getting so much mileage out of the thing that passed 2 years ago or something made. Literally legendary section.